Another World Cup game, another thriller, another victory for the West Indies. The Caribbean women have beaten defending champions England by 7 runs just 4 days after a 3-run win over the hosts New Zealand. The victory propels the Courtney Walsh coach side to 4 points, trailing leaders Australia on net run rate. Here's Ricardo Chambers with the details of the Caribbean side's first World Cup win against the English women.
West Indies electing to bat at the University Oval in Dunedin. England far from their best in the field. The defending champions dropping 4 catches, the first of the very first ball.
Should have been taken.
Deandra Dottin given an early life. Hayley Matthews benefited from 2.
Oh dear.
The 2 combining for an 81-run opening stand. Spinners proved the difference, stifling the Windies. Sophie Eccleston with the breakthrough. Matthews well caught for 45. West Indies lost their next 3 wickets for just 17 runs. Dottin run out for 31. Followed by captain Stephanie Taylor, who was caught behind for only her 6th duck in 139 ODIs. And when Kaisia Knight was caught in the covers for 6, it was 98 for 4 in the 27th over. Ecclestone had 3 wickets, ending with 3 for 20 from 10, and the game had turned dramatically in England's favour. But 29-year-old Shemaine Campbell and 35-year-old Shadeen Nation showed calm and poise, putting together a Windies record against England, 123 runs for the 5th wicket. Campbell top scoring with 66 from 80, Nation finishing unbeaten on 49, West Indies posting a fighting 225 for 6. And that fight was also shown in the field, and although they put down 3 catches, there were also some superb ones, none better than this Deandra Dottin stunner.
Deandra Dottin, absolute screamer.
That is incredible. That really is incredible. If you think of the chances that have been put down today, Dottin has just pulled off an absolute screamer. Watch the replay and enjoy.
31 for 1 at that stage. Give West Indies credit for maintaining a disciplined outside off-stump line and starving the English women for boundaries. In the process, the wickets kept coming. England's much vaunted lineup reeling at 72 for 4 when Amy Jones was well caught at slip by Matthews, and 94 for 5 when top scorer Tammy Beaumont missed a straight one from Anisa Mohammed. England's lower order kept them in the game though. Danny White and Sophie Dunkley putting on 60 for the 6th wicket. But the Caribbean women got 3 wickets for 2 runs, including Chanel Henry's fine catch.
Is it going to be safe? No, what a grab! What a brilliant grab!
There was another impressive partnership that threatened to take the game away from the West Indies. Katie Cross and Eccleston putting on 61 for the 9th wicket to bring England within 9 of victory. That's when Mohammed was given the ball, and with a stroke of 14 had Cross run out for 25 before yorking number 11, Anya Shrubsole, to send the Windies into wild celebrations.
West Indies have pulled off a stunning win here in Dunedin, and Anisa Mohammed is taking a lap of honour. Why not?
So let's hear now from the West Indies vice-captain Anisa Mohammed and the England skipper Heather Knight.
Yeah, it's really good that we can beat 2 of the top teams in this tournament. I know a lot of teams counting us as underdogs. You know, we have not been playing a lot of good ODI cricket lately, but we have nothing to lose. So it's just a matter of us coming out here, having fun, and keep believing in each other, and keep believing that we can win matches. And I'm sure that we have quite a lot of teams to surprise in this tournament.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we can't linger on it too much. We've got to take the things that we can do a lot better out of the game and make sure we're focusing on the next one. I think we've obviously made it tricky for ourselves, but no way are we out of this World Cup yet, so we have to focus on that next game, get what we can from this game, park it and move on to the Mount, ready for the next game against South Africa.
Yeah, so if onlookers were looking and assessing the New Zealand upset win by the West Indies as a fluke result, then I guess George and Mariah, they'll be, having second thoughts now that this West Indies team is probably for real and looking for the championship.
Well, what I can say, Lance, is it's a good thing that my heart is good. And if it's any test that I got was last night, especially because, the Windies women, time after time, we're seeing that, they're putting their hands up. And this is what you and I have been talking about for some time. It's one thing when we talk about the stars like Anisa Mohammed, Hayley Matthews, the regular suspects, if I'm to call them that, Captain Stephanie Taylor, and she's yet to fire. And I do know that she's not going to let this World Cup slip her by and not re-announce herself or remind us of what she's good at doing. So, Lance, what I will say is that the ladies have continued to make us proud. They're stepping up as a team, they're giving us a collective effort. And this is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see youngsters, rise to the challenge and, not only depend on the superstars of the team. So, I'm the most happy today.
Yeah, George, as I said, the upset win over New Zealand came as a huge surprise for a lot of people looking on. And the result against England here, shows that this West Indies team is certainly better than it has been for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I'm looking at your face. You better not find a loophole. Go ahead.
I'm that guy. I'm Mr. Loophole.
Go ahead.
So the West Indies in their 2 performances so far, they are like a strong cup of coffee inside a closed apartment on a rainy day. Everybody is smelling it and everybody knows where it is and knows its potency. That's exactly what they are. When you look though at the raw numbers and the crucial performance indicators, the English women will be asking themselves, how did we lose this game? And it would be easy. There'd be a 5-year-old child at the back of the dressing room saying, Mimis, I can tell you lost this game. You gave away 28 extras.
Yes.
I was shocked when I saw the extras number. I had to say, what? And I looked at the breakdown and the number of wides and buys and leg buys. It was very untidy. I was coming to that. It was very untidy cricket from the English women.
Yes,
very untidy. And they were made to pay. Because, again, it could have been a situation where we were here talking about how England were, I keep saying New Zealand, how England were untidy in the field. And the Windies let them off the hook. There was no letting off any hook this afternoon, last night rather. The Windies did what they had to do, but they were enabled by a rather ordinary performance from the Englishwomen in the field. And that's where they lost the game.
Yeah, and I will say, though, that our catching wasn't perfect at all. We do have a lot of work to do moving forward because these games are coming down so much to the wire that it's really anyone's game for the taking. So I'm hoping that, the West Indies women can just brush up on these minor things because we also bowled a lot of wides as well, George. And, that just wouldn't count when you go up against teams that are their very best on a particular day.
I may sound like a broken record, but in my mind, when Courtney Walsh took charge, when he was appointed by Cricket West Indies, I said to myself, okay, this is one of the most awful women's teams in world cricket. We've fallen away to nothing. The West Indies were dirt poor, yeah? And I said to myself, with a World Cup on the horizon, the true measure of Walsh's impact, him and his coaching staff, will not necessarily even be if they win the World Cup, but will he be able to take a team going to the World Cup that will have any strong prospect of playing well? That answer is yes, because that's measured before they played a game. And for the 2 games that they've played so far, they've shown that there is, if there was any doubt, significant improvement between the team that went to England and was embarrassed to the team that we're now seeing in front of us in the World Cup. And whatever happens from here, Courtney Walsh is to be commended for whipping the women into shape. They look fitter, they are playing better, and some players who weren't giving us good performances and substantive performances are now coming to the fore to the extent that we can be able to we have the luxury of carrying our captain over the first 2 World Cup
That's why I want to say thank you to our West Indies women, especially on International Women's Day. You all did some incredible things. Continue to do so. We're definitely rooting for you because they watch us, just by the way.
Yeah, and to wrap this discussion on this success they had today, we have spoken ad nauseum about the reliance on Dottin and Taylor and Matthews. And we've always said that other players need to step up. So when we saw someone like Shemaine Campbell, who scored her first half-century in 9 years today, the last time she scored a half-century was back in 2013 against Sri Lanka. That was 100, by the way. So to get 66 today, a nation chipping in at 40-odd, is the kind of performance from a team perspective that you want to see from some of the support players, because that's what we've labelled them, because we all know that Matthews, Dottin and Stefani Taylor are world beaters. But they can't do it by themselves, and they won't have good games all the time.
So India next.
Yeah, so you need other players to come and step up, which is what Nation and Campbell, who was player of the match, by the way,
India,
did.
West Indies,
Tough game, but on current form, you have to give the West Indies a shot.
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 More than shot.
Yeah,
it's another strong cup of coffee.
All right, let's head over to the men now, because the second day's play of the first test at North Sound. This is the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium that ended a short while ago. England closing their first innings at 311 with Johnny Bairstow getting 140, Ben Foakes 42, Jaden Seals, the 20-year-old, 4 for 79, and Jason Holder 2 for 24. The West Indies at stumps replying to 311, 202 for 4. Craig Brathwaite, the captain, 55. Jason Holder 43, not out. And Nkrumah Bonner is also still there, 30-odd, I think. Ben Stokes 1 for 20, Mark Wood 1 for 24. So the West Indies at the moment trailing by 109 runs. And at certain points today, they looked as if they were concentrating on building a very big first innings effort here in reply to England's 311. A little disappointing the way Craig Brathwaite got out, because he chased a very, very wide delivery and got caught at backward point, I think it was. He made 55, but I thought based on how he was batting, a central should have been on the cards for him today.
What I will say is a lot of our batsmen got starts. The problem is capitalizing on those starts, losing your wickets very carelessly. And this is the same old song that we've been singing over and over about the men. So I hope that they look at the West Indies women, they get some sort of motivation, and they come back out tomorrow, because we have a lot of runs to catch up on.
Yeah. Good batting pitch. Men got starts. A couple of them will rue the fact that they are back in the dressing room. They don't want to be out there continuing their innings. But the two at the wicket look set. And you know, they should hope for luck and good weather in the morning to continue the innings.
Yeah,
but they're still there. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So the others would be saying, well, we missed out on a chance to score runs. These two better capitalize.
Yeah. In analysing the first team selection, there was the narrative coming from some corners that John Campbell was lucky to get himself back into the West Indies 11. He put on 83 with his captain today, which I guess is a reasonable return for him to international cricket. And an 83-run opening stand by West Indies standards, I think is as satisfying as you could hope for.
Well, we joked in the zone room today that with he weighed what, 36?
35.
35. With that 35, he's secure for the rest of the series. He will, and it is what it is with West Indies cricket, because that's the way of West Indies cricket. Good on him that he has managed to, I'm not saying take the chance with both hands, but he played well enough and should really not be out for 35. But it is what it is. But the crucial thing, that 83-run opening stand, that's solid.
The stand was a pretty solid opening stand. Jason Holder 43 not out, 2 for 24 of 21 overs on the day that he lost the world #1 Test all-rounder ranking to Ravi Jadeja. So the West Indies then 202 for 4, replying to England's 311. It's the end of day 2 at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua. We go to break. Still a lot more to come on the Sports Night Zone.